The Atlanta Hawks hold on in a Game 4, tying up the series 2-2 after a blowout win, 110 to 88 points. Now, for this game, Trae Young was out, their starting point guard, and in his place, former Sixth Man of the Year, and the sixth man for this team as well, as a matter of fact, Lou Williams stepped up, and he certainly did a great job. He ended the game having the highest amount of points out of anyone on the floor out there tonight, 21 points. He also had 8 assists with only 1 turnover, which is the second highest assist amount too, which is absolutely crazy. And he had another 5 boards along to go with that in his 35 minutes. A lot of other great role players did their job for Atlanta. Red Velvet, Kevin Huerter with 15 points, Clint Capella with 15 himself. And let's just go back to Kevin Huerter for a second. Another 6 rebounds as well and 7 assists there. So that's a very good performance by him. And that's some great minutes that he's giving Atlanta. John Collins not giving as much as we probably would have thought for someone of his caliber. But I'm sure we'll see a better performance from him in Game 5. Now, Lou Will, of course, did a great job, but it wasn't just him scoring on the team. It was also Bogdanovic, who ended with 20 points over there. Cam Reddish as well, with some nice minutes, 12 points. And same thing goes for Daniel Gallinari. And Okongwu with 7 points finishing up. Chris Dunn did not score any in his 11 minutes that he played, but he is quite a good defensive player, so he was locking down the Bucks on the other end. So now, talking about the Bucks, let's go and have a look at them. And first of all, I'd like to address Giannis. Now, he actually had some knee issues and was unable to play for the rest of the game and only finished with 24 minutes. So what he did is he hyperextended his knee when trying to deflect a block, which was being alley-ooped, trying to block an alley-oop, which Clint Capella slammed down over there. So on his landing, he hyperextended his knee. It did not look good. He stretched that thing out and he was on the floor. So hopefully, he improves and he gets to a better state and we can see him play, because we don't cut him much slack, the NBA community, I'll tell you that. We really do give it to him, We love to bag him and stuff. But when it comes down to it, we all love to watch Giannis play. So he is one of the superstars of the league and could be, like an insanely great player, maybe one of the best of all time, some people would debate. But this could change a lot of things, especially for a championship run with the Bucks. Speaking of championship run and a championship team and what it might look like, let's talk about the other 2 superstars on the team, Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton. 38 minutes from Jrue Holiday, 36 minutes from Chris Middleton. 19 points and 16 points. It's not enough. I have to tell you, there are role players out there on Atlanta Hawks scoring more. And personally, after Chris Middleton dropped his 40, I thought something like this was going to happen. I didn't want it to happen, but I thought it might. And unfortunately, it has. And everybody was going, if he can score another 40, it's easy. Bucks will go through, they could be champions easily. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. But Chris Middleton isn't that kind of consistent player yet. So I'd like to see at least a few more points from Chris Middleton out there. Maybe like at least in the 20s or the 30s, ideally, on a consistent basis. Because 36 minutes, he did pull down a lot of boards and tied the most boards with Giannis on his team, which really says something about the rest of the team, which we'll get to in a second. And also, Jrue Holiday had the most assists for anybody in the game with 9. So I do have to give him credit there for the assists. But overall, their superstars need to step up. And their supporting cast, the numbers don't look too great, to be honest. I mean, PJ Tucker and Brook Lopez out there didn't get many boards and only scored 8 and 7 points, which isn't really great, especially for the amount of minutes they were playing out there. Do have to give props to Bobby Portis, though. And Pat Connaughton, 26 minutes, only 2 boards, 1 assist, and 1 3-pointer. As personally, it's not enough. If I'm putting a guy out there for 26 minutes, I'd want something really good. Brian Forbes did do pretty well. He had 6 points, so he knocked down 2 threes out there. But that being said, I would like to see him get a chance to shoot a bit more, considering how good he is. Overall, though, they were all the people that played, and it really came undone for the Bucks in the second quarter there. They only scored 16 there, and we really saw where their offensive difficulties were, especially when Chris Middleton isn't cooking and he can't create for the team. And Atlanta pounced on this and took a big 10-point lead in that quarter, outscoring them 26-16. So now let's go have a look at the team stats quickly to finish this off. Atlanta pretty much whooped the Bucks' butt in everything. They had a better field goal percentage at 50%, better three-point percentage at 34%, better free throw percentage at 84%. Bucks, 39% from the field. Three-pointers, 20%. Free throws, 73%. So they actually got to the line more than Atlanta, but they just weren't converting those looks. Rebounds are about the same, and on the offensive glass, I do have to give it to the Bucks. This is where they were doing well, and they were getting some good points here. But in the assist numbers is where it really shows that the team is struggling, and we need some more team chemistry if you're a Bucks fan. If we take away out of the total 19, if we take away the 9 assists from Jrue Holiday, there's only 10 assists from the rest of the team. 26 assists is how many the Atlanta Hawks had. That's a lot more. And I think that's a big reason the offense was struggling so much, is because you've only got one guy who's trying to facilitate out there, and that's Jrue Holiday. As soon as you take him off the floor, everyone's playing like iso ball. Nobody's really playing together on the Bucks team, and a lot of their looks weren't being made. They're taking difficult shots out there. Atlanta's also had more steals out there, fewer turnovers, and they were really able to capitalize in the paint, which is something you probably wouldn't expect if I would have told you this before the postseason. The Bucks, of course, being one of the best teams at defending the paint, although they allowed 46 in there this time. Of course, as well, Atlanta did have more personal fouls, but I think this could also be attributed to the amount of hustle they were playing with. Of course, maybe it's not, but I think it is personally. That's how I like to look at things. So overall, once again, it was a very, very big blowout win there for the Atlanta Hawks. 110 points to only 88 for the Bucks, tying up the series 2-2. We'll have to wait and see what it's like when it goes back into Milwaukee at this Fiserv Forum. Will Giannis be alright to play? Will he be cleared? What about Trae Young? There's a lot of questions that are arising out here. And also, can this Atlanta team keep it up, or will the Bucks find more strength with a home court advantage? Also, if Giannis is back, I want to see if the crowd will be chanting. Today, they chanted and they counted to 12 on his free throws, and he airballed both of them, which is pretty rough, or they were big bricks anyway. So it's going to be an interesting Game 5 out here, and this could be really one that sets which team is ahead in this series. Hopefully all the best for Trae and Giannis, because for both of these teams, they are big players for them, and they are really going to be difference makers and a lot of fun to watch. So all the best for their recoveries. But that is going to do it for today's video on the NBA breakdown. Once again, the final score in Game 4, Hawks vs Bucks, 110-88, Hawks winning it. So stay tuned, stick in, and be ready for tomorrow when we're going to cover the Suns vs Clippers game. But anyway, that's it for the NBA news for today. Hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you all later.